Hello, everyone. Welcome to Court with Krissy. I caught the craziest of all crazies in court today. Don't believe me? Oh, well, let me go get the screamer. I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
Hello.
There we go. Thank you. Yes.
Would you like to start with Mr. McDonald?
We already saw Mr. McDonald.
Oh, well, I'll get the screamer.
Have you had an opportunity to speak with Miss Valentine?
Step in
Mr.
there.
Hubble? May I have your name, please?
My name is Savannah Valentine. First of all, I was assaulted by my stepdad first, and these fucks keep on assaulting me back here.
Okay, so you're going to need to stop talking for a moment. We need to be able to do the arraignment so that this case can get moving forward, and we'll see about you getting out of jail, okay? Mr. Hubble, did you have opportunity to review the allegations in the underlying complaint, nature of the offense, possible maximum penalties, as well as the issues with regard to the bench warrant for the failure to appear with Miss Valentine?
I started that discussion, but wasn't able to complete it. I'd ask for a short breakout room so I can attempt to do that again, please.
Thank you. Ms. Valentine, it's up to you. You need to be able to communicate. We need to be able to speak with you peacefully, right? And Mr. Hubble has questions to ask you, and you'll need to talk to him. It's in a place where it's a private conversation, and then you'll come back and we'll finish the arraignment, okay?
All right.
Judgment of guilt will enter as to counts 1 through 3. Now, sir, what I'm going to need is a report from the department. I need to find out what you've been up to and how you've been doing. Certainly, I have some concerns based on this behavior, but I'll want to see that report from Mr. Chandler so I know what's going on with your probation. The report will be provided to you before that sentencing hearing. If you see something inaccurate, tell Mr. Settles.
Thank you and welcome back. Mr. Hubble, did you have opportunity to review the allegations in the underlying complaint, as well as the issues with regard to the bench warrant with Miss Valentine?
I did review the information about the complaint, and I believe she understands what she's being charged with, as well as the maximum possible penalty. I didn't really get a chance to review with her the bench warrant allegations that she failed to show up for the earlier arraignment, which was on or about October 25th. If she'd like to talk to me more about that, I'd be glad to do so, but
I was just at home. I didn't know.
please don't talk about the.
You don't want to say anything about the underlying case because we're on the record right now. So we just want to make sure that we're protecting your rights. Okay, Miss Valentine. So the reason that you got arrested, there was a bench warrant because you had failed to appear twice. The court had an address, I think, in Battle Creek. Why is it that you didn't appear for your arraignments?
Yeah, my baby daddy never told me about that.
Okay, Battle Creek, is that an address where you could receive mail?
No, not no more, not no more.
Okay, so what is your current address?
I'm currently homeless in Kalamazoo.
Well,
I have a
whichever
mailing
city-
address. No,
Okay,
I'm in
what's that?
Kalamazoo.
Right. What is the mailing address then in Kalamazoo?
I don't have one.
Oh,
I
I'm
have
sorry.
a
I thought you
mailing
said
address.
you do have.
But your best bet to get a hold of me is to get a hold of me through my mama. My mama talks to me daily. I talk to my mama every day. I talk to my mama every day faithfully.
Okay, so what's your mom's address? Do you have a phone number?
Yes, I do. 269.
So how long have you been homeless?
I've been homeless since my mom, since my mom has been homeless about almost 5 years. My sister just took my mama in 2 years ago.
Okay. And are you working?
No, I don't work. My ex-boyfriend took care of me my whole life. And he just left me 2 years ago for some prostitute in Battle Creek and kicked me out on the street. And I've been homeless ever since.
Are you receiving, hold on. Please, you need to just answer my question so we can get through this, okay?
Okay.
We'll be good, okay? So just hold on. Are
I
you
have a little
receiving any
dog.
sort of? Okay. Do you have any assistance or income?
I just have friends that help me with my dog.
Okay. And were you arrested in Kalamazoo and the police brought you up here?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you guys came and got
So
me.
if I were. Okay. Now you're not being held for any other reason.
No.
Okay. So I'm going to recall the bench warrant and take no action on that failure to appear. We will mail notices in the future to, right? And your
Okay.
mom will tell you about that, okay?
All right. Yes, you will.
All right. Regarding the underlying case, Mr. Hubble?
She would ask the court to enter a not guilty plea on her behalf, and she'd like the assistance of an attorney, please.
Sure. So do you have any money in a checking account or a savings account? Do you have any cash on hand? Do you own a vehicle?
No.
Okay. So I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you, but the attorney is
Okay.
going to need to be able to get a hold of you. And the court is
Okay.
going to have to mail you notices, right? So we're going to give the attorney that phone number. Make sure that
Okay.
you're watching for a call from a number that you won't recognize.
All right.
And the court will mail notices to the Walton Road address.
All right.
But if I were to release you out of jail, how would you make your way back here to Traverse City in a couple of weeks? You'd have to come back to court on
They'll put me on a
the
bus.
21st.
They'll put me
Okay.
on a bus, and it's only $35. And they'll watch my doggy for me.
Okay, so you have friends that will help you out with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to schedule this for a pre-trial conference on January 21st at 9:30 a.m. And maybe the
All
police
right.
officers can help you write that down before you leave.
He will. He
We're gonna
will.
mail you a notice, but we want to make sure that you don't forget it.
All right. He's writing it down right now for me.
What was
Okay,
that date?
January 21st. January 21st, what time?
January, yep, 21st at 9:30 a.m.
9:30 a.m.
I'm going to continue the bond that was originally set.
Thank you very
Okay.
much. Thank you. I get to go
Well,
through
you're
it, baby.
welcome. Okay.
Thank
so-
you very much.
But you have to promise, wait.
Yep, I promise. I'll be here January 21st, 9:30 a.m.
And listen
you.
for or watch for a phone call from your attorney. Make sure you're
All right.
asking your mom if you get any mail. And you know that bond it had a no contact order, so you know that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
It's gonna be kind of hard, but
Is-
okay. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Red X, state your name for the judge.
Say my name.
Yes, ma'am. He's on the screen.
Jacqueline Nicole Bond.
Fine, court charge domestic violence battery. Do you understand the charge?
You have to verbally say it.
What do I have to say?
Do you understand what you're charged with?
Oh, yes.
Okay. I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Based on your applications, you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you, so you have an attorney now. Any question about that?
No, sir.
Do you have any criminal history?
No history, Your Honor. Let's relax.
You turned 18 3 days ago?
Yeah.
And this is you and your sister fighting? Allegedly?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Um,
Okay, do you have someplace to stay if I let you out?
I do. My boyfriend's.
As a dad, that doesn't make me feel good. All right, listen to me. Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna release you on your own cognizance. Listen to me. You're gonna be in court with me on Friday, okay?
Okay.
No contact between you and your sister, okay?
That explains it.
Okay.
So we'll see you in court Friday at 8:30.
8:30.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, step right over. All right, state your name for the judge.
Mr. Goodman, you before the court tried a battery with second or subsequent conviction, battery with second or subsequent conviction, in violation of probation for possession of meth and introduction of contraband. Do you understand those charges?
That's math.
What?
Mine says battery second, MO.
These are felonies. Yeah. Two battery charges.
All right, who's the victim? It says Kimberly Jones, that's my wife.
Okay, that's one. And who's that? Goodman.
Which one? I have a brother and a son.
The one born in 05.
Huh? Which one?
The one born in 05.
In 05.
You tell me which one it is.
Well, hell, I don't know, man.
Okay. Are you a judge?
Yeah,
Really? Where's your robe?
I don't need a robe.
Oh, God.
Okay. All right. I'm glad you understand the charges. You seem confused
Okay,
about
well-
who this is. Based on your application, I find that you do qualify for the services of the public defender's office. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You've got an attorney now. He's going to tell you not to talk about the facts of your case because it's in your best interest not to.
Yeah, you need to wait and talk to your public defender about the case. Don't talk about it today.
See? See how easy that is? All right. On the domestic violence battery is a second or subsequent offense, bond is $5,000. On the domestic violence battery is a second or subsequent offense, bond is $5,000. And you're held without bond on VOP according to Judge Clark's warrant. Your court date will be January 21st at 9 o'clock.
All right, so just step over the signature.
Judge Clark, be sure to wear a robe.
All right, when that light turns green, sign for me.
Glorious hair.
State your name for the judge.
Oh, Jason Pickle,
Mr. Pickle,
how are you?
I'm well, Mr. Pickle. How are you?
Had better days.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. You'd be surprised. All right, Mr. Pickle, you're before the court on a violation of probation warrant. Resisting officer without violence, trespass after warning, and trespass of structure conveyance. You understand those charges?
Yes, sir. I thought all these things were dropped. I paid a paid lawyer, so I didn't go to the summons. But I thought everything was already dropped. I wasn't under the impression that I had any kind of warrants.
What? You didn't have a warrant. Originally, you entered a plea to probation and you didn't do anything on probation, which may be a result of, who was your paid lawyer?
London, dang, what was his name? London something. It was from Sarah Baker's office. From Sarah Baker's office.
Well, okay, Mr. Pickle, we'll get to the bottom of it, but your bond's been set at 5,000. Your court date is January the 2nd at 1:30. So I'll see you on Thursday.
On Thursday. All right, thank you, sir.
All right,
Yes, sir.
step over that signature pad. When the light turns green, sign.
Court will note, in this matter, the court had a trial back on November 5th, 2024. Apparently, the plaintiff had submitted various judgments to the front of the court, and they had objected to those. And the plaintiff has now filed a motion for custody. Is that accurate, Ms. Daniel?
Yeah, I just they were helping me out. I just redid it. They told me how to do it the right way, so they have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead on your motion for custody, ma'am.
Okay, so the evidence I sent to you, he's being charged with.
Okay, ma'am, you didn't send any evidence. I don't take evidence in these matters. I'm doing it based upon your motion at this point.
Okay. He's being charged with 3 accounts of operated with occupants less than 16, which is my children. I got a letter from the prosecutor attorney. And he's being charged with 1 account of a high BAC. The court date is January 7th at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going there because they want me there. I have to talk to the prosecutor attorney. And then he just showed up on the 18th when it was time to pick up Lorenzo. He showed up drunk. His ex-girlfriend Audrey had called me and told me not to give up the baby because he's been drinking, and he went to jail that night for drinking, and I had all the kids.
Okay. What's your response, Mr. Daniel?
I am so confused on everything that's being said right now.
Well, it's not that confusing. She's claiming that you're charged with a OWI and that you're going to court in about another week or so. And that you're also charged with wait until I'm done. I'm not going to interrupt you. Don't interrupt me. You're also being charged with transporting children less than 16 years of age. So those are her allegations. What's your response?
This is the same exact court order from May 9th of this year, which I had my TBI, in which case that is where my confusion come in at, because as far as I know, when we had court ever since May 2024 of this year, it was all good.
Okay, so it's not a new charge or anything, sir?
No, sir. This is the same exact charge where she got temporary custody.
Okay.
I am really confused.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do, ma'am, is you've resubmitted. Hopefully we have the front of the court will give its approval. If they do give the approval, the court will enter the judgment in the UCSO as submitted. If in fact there's anything that you have since, again, the time of the trial on the November 5th date, anything since then you always have a right to petition to modify, and the court would take that into consideration. But at this point, if that offense predates the trial, and that the court has already addressed that with the judgment. So,
I'm so sorry. I don't want to be rude, Your Honor. I have a question because you say November 5th. I've never had none of that, so I'm trying to figure this all out.
Our trial date?
No, I've never had a trial date or anything.
Sir?
Hold on. We're looking it up to see the date. Okay, that I had it wrong. The trial date was November 5th, in which both of you appeared, and we went through everything. Maybe you have your dates wrong. That's all.
Oh, are you talking about for the case prior to this?
No, about our case.
Our case.
About our case.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
I'm not talking about any other case. I don't know about any other case. It's not on my docket. I'm talking about our case.
Okay, I apologize, Your Honor. That's what I was trying to figure out. I'm like,
no problem. So the court will enter the judgment, and then if you have a basis, ma'am, for modification of the judgment for anything that occurred after that date, the November 5th date, the court will consider it. So that's
Yeah.
up to you, but that's what we're going to do at this point.
Okay, yeah, because what he's being charged with is new. I just talked to prosecutor attorney the other day.
I have no idea. I can't guess at this. If there is, you have a right to file a motion at that point to modify the judgment that we will enter. But I want to get that judgment entered at this point. If there's something new, refile it then at that point. Okay?
So what do I do with kids in the meantime?
Well, you have to comply with the ruling of the court, and that would be to provide him with custody and parenting time as provided under the proposed judgment.
What does that mean?
It means you have to comply with the order. The court ordered custody in this matter. The court ordered parenting time. You have to comply with that until such time as it's changed, which means if, again, there's a basis for change, the court will consider that, but you're going to have to set forth that in a motion, and then he has a chance to respond, and then we will address it. Okay?
All right.
Thank you. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Oh, crap.
The defendant's objection to a motion to set aside referee in this matter, Mr. Inman, you can proceed.
Okay. Yes, I'm trying to get visitation rights for my daughter because I haven't been able to see her at all in the last 2 months.
Okay.
And I kind of want to get that, see if I can get that 270 lowered because now for one, I'm having a lot of trouble right now with my expenses where I live, and I got another kid on the way, and it's just things are real tough right now.
Okay. Well, in this matter, as it relates to the support, the court will not, you haven't set forth any basis to modify that. And obviously, as you said, yes, it's difficult, but if in fact the support is calculated correctly based upon the incomes, then again, the court would not modify that unless there was some other issue. You stated you have another child on the way. Once that child is born, then that would be a basis to modify the support because you would have another child, and that should be taken into consideration. So that would be a basis to set it aside, at least to modify the support. Ms. Roden, what's your response?
I think the referee did a good job on determine the visitation rights and all that. I mean, about her, but I still feel that if she goes over there, it'd be fail to her safety being over there without someone supervising because he's legally blind and he has not have hardly nothing to do with her when he did live with her. I just feel like it's a safety issue.
Okay. Mr. Inman, anything else?
Yes, sir. I'd like to include, when I lived there, she was getting all this going for the courts when I was still living with her. And I want to mention too, sir, the reason why I say that it's been real tough on me because when I lived there, when I moved out, she stole all my money, a boatload of my money.
Okay. Well,
and
okay. That's not what we're looking at is the issue of support. All that other is extraneous that you have to file some other action. That's not something the court will decide today.
Correct. I'm in the middle of that right now. I'm trying to handle that. So yeah, I'm in the middle of that.
Okay. Okay. Well, what we're going to do in this matter, again, court will only set aside the referee recommended order if in fact there's a factual or legal basis for doing so. The court doesn't see that based upon either the pleadings or the argument today. So I'm going to deny it at this time with the fact that Mr. Inman, when the other child is born, you have a right to seek a modification at that time and So that's up to you then. So that will be the order of the court, and you're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.